Welcome back, everybody, to the CloudZeroSports podcast. It has been way too long, but we are back and better than ever. I am joined by my co-host, Antonio Delaguzzo, a.k.a. Puggy. How are we doing today?
Living the dream.
I love to hear it, man. And we are joined by our great friend, Austin Muir. How are you doing today, man?
How are we?
I am doing fantastic. We have a great show for you. A lot of hot topics going on around the world. We're going to be talking about defensive player of the year award race in the NFL. We're going to be talking about Curry breaking the all-time 3-point record. And I see you shaking it because it's happening to your team. And what was it? Oh, yeah. And we're going to be talking about potential quarterback replacements for our favorite teams because our quarterbacks are either old, suck, or are just maybe not getting the job done. But we'll be talking about that later. But as of now, we're going to be talking about the Defensive Player of the Year award race. It is a tight race that I personally don't even think we could call right now between Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, and Micah Parsons, the rookie out of Dallas. And you're shaking your head, Austin. You don't like Micah Parsons?
I like Micah. I like Micah Parsons, okay. But Myles Garrett shouldn't even be in the question, in my opinion.
No, okay, no, that's I don't know.
He's leading the odds right now in MVP or not MVP. I'm sorry, Defensive Player of the Year, and I don't agree with that at all. Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So I'll ask, who do you think should win it then?
One of the other two, TJ or TJ Watt or Parsons.
Okay, who do you think, in your opinion, has the edge right now?
I think the only thing that's stopping people to vote for TJ Watt is because he hasn't played. I mean, he had 11 games going into week 14, so he didn't play 2 games, and then he was out the second half of the Vikings game. So he didn't play 2.5 games.
And second half of the Raiders game in week 2.
Okay, so if you want to count all of that cumulative, that's 3 games out. But against the stats that I looked at with TJ Watt and Myles Garrett, TJ Watt is going absolutely insane compared to Myles Garrett. You know, he's got 1 more pass deflection, he's got 3 more forced fumbles, 1 more sack, 3 more total tackles at 48-45. He's at 7 more solo tackles, 35-28. The only thing that's and then he's got 1 more tackles for loss, TJ Watt. So the only thing that's Myles Garrett's got leading compared to TJ Watt is 2 games and 4 more assisted tackles. So in my opinion, why is Myles Garrett Defensive Player of the Year?
Well, because he's putting up similar numbers to Watt. Yes, Watt has better counting stats.
Oh, he's leading.
TJ Watt has better counting stats than Myles Garrett, but it's only by one sack, 3 tackles. Yeah, he only has 1 forced fumble, whereas TJ has 4. But yes, obviously, I think people do look at the games played, which is 13 to 11, and then of course his 2 injuries.
But that shouldn't count for anything, in my opinion. If you think about it, if TJ Watt can do more than Myles Garrett in 3 less games, it says something. That's like Derrick Henry running for 300 more yards than anyone in the league without being out three games compared to everyone else. Everyone in the league needs 3 more games to catch up to Derrick Henry. Then we saw that in week 7, week 8, you know, or week 8. I don't know, whenever that week was.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, and I think this race is too close to call at the moment because of how close these guys are stat-wise. But if you're looking at Micah Parsons, for example, he's played 13 games, and he has 12 sacks, which is 4 behind TJ Watt. But TJ Watt's lining up at on the D line most of the time because he's a pass rushing linebacker, whereas Micah Parsons, he's literally splitting time on the D line and off of it. I mean, the snaps are about, I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but it's about 200, like 250, like 250 on the D line, 250 off of the D line. And then he's even playing slot cornerback sometimes, which is crazy to think. And you watch him in coverage. I mean, he's just a nightmare to deal with because he's so versatile in everything he does. And I think that's what could put him in the lead for the race because of his versatility, because he has good stats to go along with his versatility and his production. So to me, it's so close that I can't tell. If I had to vote today, I think I would vote for Parsons. But my opinion could change next week.
I agree with you on that. I mean, I can't go with Myles Garrett, in my opinion, because you have TJ Watt that is a little bit better than Myles Garrett. And I mean, I've been watching most Steelers games. So, but if you take TJ Watt out, especially with the Raiders game and the Vikings game, you know, that's just a key component into the Steelers defense. Without TJ Watt, like the Steelers,
I agree.
Horrible.
But you can say the same thing about Garrett too.
I would say that with Parsons, maybe not Garrett. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Myles Garrett. I don't know why.
Well, here's the one thing that I think TJ Watt, like last year was TJ Watt versus Aaron Donald for Defensive Player of the Year. Mm-hmm. And the reason that Aaron Donald won was because they use like pass rush win rate percentage and double team percentage. And then Aaron Donald still had those crazy good numbers. Yeah. And that was like the first year they ever did that. And you got to be thinking to yourself, okay, well, what then we have to hold every award moving forward because of analytics. And if that's the case, then it's Myles Garrett because he has like a higher double. But the thing is that when you look at Defensive Player of the Year, most likely you're just looking at the counting stats, which goes right now to TJ Watt. But then you look at other guys like Micah Parsons and the versatility, you think it could go to him as well.
Oh yeah, and I agree with that. Like Micah Parsons is, you know, if you don't have him, like if the Cowboys never drafted him this past year, I mean, I don't know what the Cowboys would be.
Their defense would be a lot worse.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. 100%.
I mean, you're losing out on 12 sacks. You're losing out on 75 tackles. I mean, you look at here's one thing to look at. I mean, Micah's got 4 less sacks than TJ Watt, but he has what is it? 27 more tackles.
Yeah, and
he's way more versatile.
But the thing is, I mean, do you think they're going to give it to a rookie?
So that's the thing. I wonder if they will do that.
That brings in good money, though. Think about it. The last person to do it is Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he's Defensive Rookie of the Year lock. I don't see in what who I couldn't think of anyone else who could possibly.
Who else got drafted that was defensive this year, like in the first round? Honestly, I don't know.
I'm obviously. Oh, like J.C. Horn, but he got hurt.
Yeah, J.C. Horn definitely made the argument at first. He was really good.
Surtain.
Surtain, yeah. He could be a good one as well. Aziz Alorgier got some votes. Odifi away. Asante Samuel Jr. Those are the top 5. I butchered half of those names, but
Odafe Owe, by the way, that's how
Odafe
you
Owe. Yeah, what did I say? Odafe. Odafe.
He changed his name though. Actually, that wasn't his original name.
What team does he play for?
He plays for the Ravens. He was drafted as Jason Owe.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I swear that when we were doing our mock draft, it was different. But we accidentally shunned you from the conversation, Putty. So what's your opinion on Defensive Rookie or Defensive Player of the Year?
I'm okay that you shunned me from this conversation because I don't have much of an opinion to back myself up. But I would say Parsons. I just think the versatility behind him just makes him the best candidate. Honestly, I just think like the fact that you said like he plays slot corner, he's playing like the true outside linebacker, he's going on the D line. I think that makes him the best caliber defensive player.
Because I was listening to another podcast and they were saying if you were a offensive coordinator, who would you rather
not go up against?
Scheme against?
Yeah.
And they were saying Micah Parsons because he could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, TJ Watt is dominant. Myles Garrett, they're dominant. And they're a problem. You got a game plan for them, but you know where they're going to be. You don't know where Micah Parsons is going to be.
Yeah.
He could spend the entire drive at slot corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though, I mean, he only has a couple snaps at slot corner, but my point is he could do it all.
At times,
and that's what makes it so impressive, the Penn State man.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, like, obviously I had biases going in the draft. I did say I wanted the Giants to potentially draft him because they needed someone like him.
And maybe they should have.
Honestly, but I mean, like, looking back at it right now, I mean, that trade they did draft nights.
But
gave him
now they
2
have an extra first round pick. That is true. Yeah.
But like we're saying though,
Oh,
he
you
has
didn't have it first round?
No, they did. They traded back. Chicago traded up.
Oh.
So now the Giants have an extra first because the Bears are big dummies.
Yep.
Well, I guess they're not big dummies. I think Matt Nagy's a big dummy.
I don't know. Justin Fields isn't looking that hot, but then again, though, he's a rookie. So
Yeah, and Matt Nagy is running that team into the ground. There's like no charisma there. And I know a lot of people have said this. Like when Mitch Trubisky went to the Bills, he said that he was glad to play for a team where they care about your development. Like that doesn't bode well for people who want to go to Chicago. And you hear that. I mean, Allen Robinson, he's like a prisoner there.
yeah, I
If
feel
you
bad.
if you get him in a room alone, I guarantee you, he just talks down on them the entire time.
Oh, definitely.
I
would.
At least there's got to be a culture change there. I don't think Matt Nagy is. We'll talk about coaches that deserve to be fired at a different time. But so it sounds like as of now, which again, like I said before, our opinions could change week to week. It's a close race.
It is.
Puggy and I are Parsons, and Austin, you're TJ Watt.
I will agree with Austin though. I don't see Myles Garrett winning it.
Miles Garrett shouldn't. He shouldn't.
Okay.
Like
The only reason
Like
I
the
see him
fact-
winning is if he breaks the sack record. That's how I'll say it.
like you have TJ Watt the past two years, and then you had a case for him the last 2 years, and now this year, I mean, he's hurt, but he's still in the race. I mean,
That's what I think makes it impressive is that he's still leading the league in sacks after missing 2 halves of football and 2 games played. But now, and the reason I say this could change on a week-to-week basis is because what if Myles Garrett plays the Raiders on Saturday and he gets 4 sacks?
yeah, no, or
Now all of a
he gets
sudden
hurt.
or he gets hurt. Now he's done. He's not going to win it. I mean, if any of them get hurt, they're probably not going to win it because the other 2 guys aren't going to stop producing unless they get hurt.
Yeah, unless it's the last week. But yeah, I agree.
Unless it's the last week. But I mean, we're only entering week 15.
I will say though, I don't think TJ Watt, if he misses another game, it's going to hurt him a lot more.
Probably because he's already used up like his
unless he goes
sick
like
days,
unless he goes completely off, gets like 8 sacks or whatever in a game.
If he gets 8 sacks in the game, then he gets my vote because that's most
impressive.
of the game is like 6 by Derek Thomas, right? Or 6 or 7 by Derek Thomas.
But I'm just saying, like he has like 2 crazy games of 5, 6, 7 sack or whatever, and 4 times.
I would do it, yeah, for sure.
7 sacks.
7, yeah. I knew it was 6 or 7. But
But
it's going to be a
I'm not
close
disagreeing
race.
with you guys on Parsons. Parsons is
He's
the
dirty.
He's the real deal, and kind of sucks that the Cowboys got him, but
Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering like if the Lions should have taken him, but I still like Sewell. I think
It was
he's
too high.
I don't know. It's 7. That might have been reasonable enough to take him. But Sewell
I don't know why I
is
thought you guys
looking
were
good.
5.
I like Sewell.
Sewell's looking really good.
Sewell's really good. Did you see? There was a quote he said today. There was like, "Hey, you're doing really well against guys like T.J. Watt, and who other guys did he go up against? Like Bradley Chubb, and he was holding his ground. He's like, does that make you feel good?" And he said, "It's just like any other game. What makes me feel good is knowing Jared Goff is safe." Like that. Like that's a great answer.
Yeah.
And I respect. And I think he's only like 21 too, which is crazy how many years he has to his career. I mean, unless he falls off for some reason, he could go down as an all-time great Lion and maybe tackle of all time. At the going rate, if he's got to keep it up, of course. But
Yeah.
I think he's got the tool set to do it, like other guys. Like I think Aiden Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau have that tool set to be those guys for franchises, whether they go to like Houston and Detroit 1-2, whichever the order may be. But that we'll talk about those guys another day. So, do you guys want to go into?
Let's jump right into the quarterbacks. I mean, we're on the.
I was going to say, do you want to keep going with the NFL? All right, that's fair. All right. So, as everyone knows, the Lions are in the market for a quarterback in the draft. Okay. I mean, you didn't have to say it.
Hey man, it's the truth. They're bad.
Okay.
It's bad.
Who do you think would win a game fully healthy with all your players at their
Giants.
best? The Giants. Okay, sure. Would Joe Judge?
With Jared Goff at the helm? Oh God, no.
Yeah,
I
I take the
mean-
Giants. I take the Giants defense.
Yeah, but
God,
I take
no.
Joe
James
Judge,
Bradbury's
man.
picking him off like 6 times. Get out of here.
You
dude.
like your head coach situation, Steve-O?
Yes.
Mm.
You know who shouldn't like their head coaching situation? The Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, absolutely. Well, you don't even
Imagine
want to talk about
kicking
that.
your own player, dude. Oh my
Yeah, we don't need to
Lord.
talk about that. I don't even want to waste my time on that right now.
Dan Campbell. I don't
His
think
heart.
it's fair to criticize him. You know, I was critiquing him until he won a game. I think going if you went 16-1, that's not good. But they got to win. The locker room was like thrilled for him. If you watch like the post game like celebration, I think he has that locker room. They want to play
Better than
for him.
Patricia.
And yeah, for sure.
You said
And-
3 weeks ago he lost the locker room.
With 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, that Thanksgiving game was bad. I was.
I thought
that
they
was
were
hard.
This could be.
that
That
was
that
close.
was
so bad.
That
I
was a
literally-
horribly coached game. But then the next week, which helped me regain the confidence, is they went out and they played the best game of the year that they had against the Vikings. And then after seeing the locker room, then I was like, okay, fine. This guy is at least worth keeping around for a bit to get a good team, because the team is decimated with COVID and injuries now. But that Thanksgiving game was horrible. That was horrible.
I thought they were going to win.
I think they could have if they just put it together. That was
Yeah.
a horribly coached game. I mean, I'm supporting Dan, but that game, like I don't know if I can take away one positive from that game. I think he would tell you the same thing, really.
Josh Reynolds' touchdown.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds. I mean, the first drive was good. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Their first scoring drive. But so the Lions are probably going to be in the market for quarterback now with their first pick. I think they're going to take either Hutchinson or Thibodeau with one of those picks.
Hutchinson.
Go
Yeah,
Michigan.
I think Hutchinson he's more NFL ready right now. But I feel like Kayvon Thibodeau has the higher ceiling, but you're going to need the right like coaching, and he's got to have the right mindset to want to reach his full potential. I could see him becoming like a Jadeveon Clowney, like just an athletic beast who maybe couldn't stay healthy or just doesn't develop like a pass rushing like move or like a skill set that he can go to. Like Aiden Hutchinson can, you got the spin, you can bull rush. He has a good skill set. Whereas Kayvon Thibodeau, he just relies on his speed just to run around guys. And that's not going to work in the NFL. Yeah, sometimes, but not consistently. Whereas Hutchinson has pass rushing moves he can go to right now. But with Thibodeau, you can develop those. And I think the ceiling for Thibodeau is higher. But I think the win now productivity you will get from Hutchinson will be beneficial for a long time. But I think but Thibodeau could end up being better. But there's a lot of ifs, and I feel like Hutchinson's a safer pick.
Yeah. He's more developed, like you said. So.
Yeah, and he's a senior too, so that helps. I mean, Thibodeau's only a junior.
Mhm.
And Hutchinson plays in the Big Ten, and Thibodeau plays in the Pac-12. So, but as for the quarterback that I want the Lions to go for, as I'm praising the Power Fives, I think personally there is a quarterback in the draft that I am the highest on, and it's not Kenny Pickett, it's not Matt Corral, it's not Sam Howell, and it's certainly not Malik Willis from Liberty. Definitely not him either. I'm not too high on him. But who I do
where's his whole hype coming from, by the way?
I think he's a freak athlete. Like he could be like a Lamar Jackson, like 2.0. That's the hype for him. And he's not bad. You know, I just like And who am I forgetting? There's one other person I'm forgetting besides the person I'm going to mention. I think you guys know.
The one you would have thought about would have been Spencer Rattler, but he's not.
That wasn't who I was thinking of.
Is CJ Stroud?
No, he's
CJ sophomore.
Yeah, I believe so. I think he's not eligible till next year. Same with Bryce Young. But anyways, maybe it'll come back to me eventually who that quarterback I'm trying to think of is. But the guy I want the Lions to get with either their second first round pick or the second round, the first overall pick in the second round is Desmond Ridder out of Cincinnati.
Think he's going to drop that far?
I don't think he drops that far.
See, you don't think he'll even drop to 24 where the Rams are right now, roughly?
No.
You think he'll go higher than that, really?
You have the Saints who are definitely looking for a new quarterback.
But what about the guys like Matt Corral and Sam Howell and Kenny Pickett?
All right, here are teams that probably going to need a new quarterback.
Kenny Pickett's in the top 10.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett's
Kenny Pickett's a top 10 quarterback.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I think the Steelers trade up to get him. Honestly, I'm calling it right now.
Steelers are not getting a rookie quarterback.
Hot take.
I don't know why you wouldn't, because the Steelers are in a really odd situation. You can tell yourself how Big Ben's been okay or whatever, but he's going to be 40 years old. I just don't know how much more can
Yeah, but Tom Brady also adapted his game to not try to throw the long ball.
Okay, Big Ben can't even throw the long ball.
Can't even throw a 5-yard pass.
Yes, he can throw a 5-yard pass. He doesn't have time to throw a 5-yard pass because his offensive line is garbo.
Puggy, I don't know if you remember this. This didn't really come from Austin, but I don't know, Puggy. Do you remember hearing about how great this offensive line was going to be earlier in the year? I remember hearing about the Steelers offensive line.
Actually, hearing that this line had such a low bar that it was harder to get even lower than that bar.
Yeah,
that's I remember that. I wonder who said that. It wasn't Austin. I think it rhymed with Schmonte.
Funny.
But
anyway,
think about it though. There's so many teams that need a quarterback potentially.
So I'm looking at the draft order right now. Do you guys want to go through it?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. Okay. What do you got, Austin?
I can tell you teams that need a quarterback.
I just want to say, after I already kind of trashed the Pittsburgh offensive line, I just want to say thanks. Shout out to my boy, Kendrick Green. Great man, center for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Great guy right here.
He hasn't been bad though, has he? He hasn't been.
No, he's amazing. He's amazing.
He hasn't been like the problem.
Kendrick Green's going to be a Hall of Famer one day.
Okay.
He's going to be.
There's that Steelers fan attitude.
He's going to be the next Mike Webster, dude. He's going to be crazy. He's going to be
Mike Webster. That guy was a beast.
He said, "That's Kendrick Green now." Mike Webster is Kendrick Green. Kendrick Green is Mike Webster. So
okay. If that makes you sleep at night, bud.
Oh, he's awesome. So
okay, and
going on to the thing.
So Detroit, they need a quarterback, but they're not taking a number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, they don't need one.
I have a question.
Okay, what's up?
So let's say, do you have 2 first-round picks?
Yes.
What they do? First and what?
The Rams, the first and 24 right now.
Okay. What's your second pick? First overall?
Yeah, as of right now, yeah.
Okay, so you have a second pick over. You have a second
first
round.
First overall and 24 in the first round, and then in the second round we get 33. So
okay,
that's the first pick in the second round. Also.
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
It's kind of almost like a first round pick.
Well, I have a quick question. Okay. Obviously, hypothetically, you go Aiden Hutchinson first overall.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
In my opinion, smart pick.
I think, yeah, especially because it's from Michigan. I feel like that might play a factor into it. I think he has like that mindset that the new regime wants.
I think it's perfect. So. And that's the pass rusher you guys are looking for. And that's
because we need
going
one
to be huge. And I think that right there is going to turn a 1-win team into at least a multiple 4 or 5.
And then right we still free agency. And
that defense too. That defense gets picked apart like no other without a pass.
Secondary's bad. Yeah, that too. And it's not good defense. There's really Michael Brockett's probably our best defensive player.
You get Aiden Hutchinson back, or you get Aiden Hutchinson there, and then you get your first round draft pick cornerback from
Jeff Okudah,
back.
Who knows if he'll be the same? Torn Achilles are no joke. And Jerry Jacobs was having a good year as an undrafted. Now he's hurt for the long haul.
But I'm just saying, you get those back. You get your 24th and your 33, and if you're not really risking it, trade those picks, trade up in the top 10 again. Maybe get your quarterback if you really want to.
I don't think we'll have to. I don't think. I mean, we'll do an official mock draft.
This is your franchise here. Like this is your future.
I know, but I don't. These quarterbacks. So here's what I was going to say about Desmond Ridder. This one Cincinnati fan online, Matthew Sponauer, for those who are wondering. He's a Cincinnati fan and he likes Desmond Ridder, and I do too. He said his one big problem with him is that he doesn't think he'll be like a win now quarterback. He needs to be in a good situation. He thinks his accuracy needs help a lot, but he has good poise. He's 6'4". He's very mobile. I think he could be a beast. And with the Lions, I don't think they really need to reach on a quarterback because whether we like it or not, Jared Goff is there next year. And I don't see them necessarily benching him. I think they take Desmond Ridder let him develop, maybe even for like the first 10 weeks of the season, then let Ritter take over and let that be his squad moving forward. Because Jared Goff, I think, is gone after 23 or after the 2022 season. He'll be gone in 23. But I think letting Desmond Ritter sit behind him, develop, I think it seems like to me from what I've read and heard online that Desmond Ritter is like a well thought, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like he has good poise. He seems like he develops well. He's coachable. That's the word. Like he's coachable. You get along with guys like Holmes and Campbell. I feel like he could fit in well with Detroit. I feel like a nice mobile presence. Having a guy like, we haven't really had like a mobile quarterback like ever really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Stafford had his moments, but he's never like a mobile threat, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Kenny Pickett also wouldn't be bad. I just feel like
I think he's the best one out of all quarterbacks.
I feel like he would come out and he would be like ready, but I just don't see like a high like ceiling on him. But I feel like with Ritter, if he had improved accuracy, like if he sat behind Goff, he could develop really well in a situation as they build a team around him, because the O-line is probably our best asset moving forward.
Kenny Pickett kind of reminds me of Ryan Tannehill. Runs a little bit, can throw it. Needs
he's 6'3", so he's tall too.
Yeah, he needs little weapons around him though to be.
But if he went to a team like Pittsburgh,
it'll be good.
You have Deontay Johnson. You got to build the O-line, so you got to either spend money in free agency.
Yeah, but he's big enough so he can scramble off, and he's fast enough to get out of the way too. So I mean that's good, but Mike Tomlin. I think I heard something or an article saying that Mike Tomlin's not a really good or a fan of rookie quarterbacks. He's not a fan of rookie quarterbacks. That's the thing. That's going to be a little challenge if that's true. That means no quarterback in the draft, and that means they're probably going to be able to. They're going to have to trade for someone, or
they could trade for someone new,
or they're going to go 1 year with Mason Rudolph.
Good luck with that.
I mean, they already have done it. I'm not a big fan of that move, but
that didn't get you very far.
Hypothetically, yeah, I didn't. But if they do that for 1 year, I'm already telling myself with the next decade, Joe Burrow's got that division unlocked for the next decade.
I saw someone compare Kenny Pickett to Joe Burrow.
Really? Bengals Nation, baby.
Joe Burrow's gonna have that division the next 10 years. I don't like Lamar. He can't throw. You're seeing prime Lamar right now. Like he's not good. And Baker Mayfield.
Not good.
We need to talk about Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. That could be another. I don't know where I stand with Baker Mayfield.
He's Garbo.
It's like you can't pay him.
No, you can't.
But what's your other option?
Nick Foles.
I guess.
I don't know. No. I mean, that's fine. I don't like the Cleveland Browns. No one likes the Cleveland Browns.
Hey, I know people who like the Browns.
No one does.
Plenty of people like the Browns. They're coming out of their shells now.
Yeah.
So, but that's for me. I think Ritter. I think he can fall.
The Lions should draft a quarterback.
I think they show it the second first, or
I agree.
If for some reason Ritter can fall into the second, that's fine. We can take a receiver or a linebacker.
Jahan Dotson, baby.
Yeah, I would honestly go with him on your 24th pick.
Honestly, I think the Lions.
You could probably get him in the second round.
No.
Apparently people are saying he's going to go first round. It's either him or Olave is going down that.
I wouldn't mind getting him. You trade those 2 picks and move up forward and just, screw it. You have Goff for 1 more year.
I think Goff is in a situation that he doesn't have weapons, though. Goff doesn't have weapons. I mean, he's garbage, but tough it out 1 more year. Bryce Young's in the draft next year.
You guys could be a 500 team next year.
They don't have to. That was another option. They just don't draft a quarterback and tough it out with Goff, and they go for Stroud or Bryce Young.
Yeah.
That's another option.
Yeah.
But if they're going to take a quarterback, I think they don't have to. I think they can sit where they are, and one will fall to them.
But
I think it's either Ritter, Pickett, or Wait. That's what I would do.
A good year.
I think the best option is Wait.
This isn't a good year with quarterbacks, in my opinion.
No, it's not.
I don't think it's great either, but that's what I'm saying with the Lions. They could pick one and just let him sit for a year.
Don't do what the Giants did, dude.
Daniel Jones. Let's
Yeah.
segue to the Giants. What do you think about Daniel Jones? Because a lot of people are saying you send at least one of your first, or maybe both of them, or first this year and your first next year to Seattle with Danny Dimes for Russell Wilson. Would you do that?
I wouldn't send both of this year's first round picks, but I'd send one this year, next year with Daniel Jones.
Probably got it. We would probably have to include like a third as well. Probably.
I'll do that because honestly, like I said this to other people, Russell Wilson's not getting younger, and like, yeah, okay, he can scramble. He's dealt with really bad lines in the past, but you still got to get him some help.
The Giants have to fire Joe Judge.
No, the Giants need to clear house. They need to fire Joe Judge.
Why?
They need to fire
because he's Matt Patricia 2.0.
But the problem, all right, the one thing I will say about this is Joe Judge, the Giants can't be going through a whole 2-year cycle, hire coach, fire, hire.
That.
They need to find someone and just
Joe
stick
Judge
with
isn't
them.
the guy.
I don't think it's Joe Judge necessarily. I think it's Dave Gettleman.
Well, he's got to go too. I mean, Gettleman's been there too long.
Yeah.
You're rolling 2-year cycle of head coaches. You can't do that. And players are just going to go nuts. They're like, okay, well, who's next?
No one likes Joe Judge, though, in the locker room. He's making them run sprints. He's they're fighting with him.
No one said that no one likes him.
They're fighting with him. People are Kelvin Benjamin retired, and didn't he call him like a loser or something along those lines?
Kelvin Benjamin's also a lazy.
He is. Kelvin Benjamin is.
But it's not just him. It's not just him. There were a couple of veteran O-lineman who came in. I forget his name. But he was like, yeah, that's all right. I'm good. And
Kelvin Benjamin's like the Eddie Lacy.
All right, but I'm not saying
shots of ever interviewing either of them, but you know it's okay.
Kelvin Benjamin was honestly he was a beast.
I don't know why I'm trashing him, but you know,
I don't know why you're trashing here. I'm just
hey, he would have been a beast tight end, but that man didn't want to play tight end. He wanted to play wide receiver. I don't know what's wrong.
I don't.
That dude wanted to go.
So you keep Joe Judge.
That guy wanted to go from wide receiver to left couch and eat snacks watching Sunday. Sorry, I had to say that. Same with Eddie Lacy.
So Austin, you're saying keep Joe Judge. I understand.
You have to for like 2 more years.
I say keep him for 1 more year. I think you let him run this offseason. At least
why not? Why not?
Let him run this offseason. Let him build the team he wants.
Actually, you do lose. What do you got to lose? You lose 2 potential draft picks.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But the problem is, if you fire him, who do you hire?
Anyone.
No, like anyone's not a good answer. Like who do you
Doug
actually
Peterson?
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
He's not good, dude. I can't stand coaches that are so aggressive on everything.
That's not a coach you want to have. I mean, he won
a Super Bowl.
He did.
It was
the
literally
luckiest
so
play in the world.
What luckiest play in the world? What are you talking about?
Billy Special, bro.
That wasn't even that doesn't make that's ridiculous. They still put up 41 points.
You take that away. You take Tom Brady actually catching that freaking flea flicker.
They ran the same play and it failed. That sounds like their problem.
What about Jim Caldwell?
Eagles caught the biggest lightning in a bottle that year, right? You do that rerun.
They lost their quarterback.
Yeah, lightning in a bottle.
Quarterback.
Lightning in a bottle, bro. No backup quarterbacks like, oh, I'm gonna take you all the way to the Super Bowl and win it all.
But they did. That's what makes it more impressive that he coached that team to make that happen.
And then look what happened right after that. He sucked.
They went to the playoffs the next year.
All right.
And it still sucked.
I'm gonna throw
They won the wild card game.
Can I throw out 2 coaches out there?
Yes.
Right here.
All right, cool. 1, Eric Bieniemy.
Yes. Actually, I don't know. He's had so much hype for so long. He's never got
hired, which makes me wonder if executives know something we don't.
What about Jim Caldwell?
I wouldn't. People have been calling for Jim Caldwell to be hired, and someone brought up a good point. Does he even want to coach?
No. Or Josh McDaniels?
Because Josh McDaniels, I don't know.
Remember the last time he tried to get hired?
Yeah, that was a joke. That's how the Colts ended up with Frank Reich. Because I don't know how I feel about Josh McDaniels. He got that head coaching stint in Denver and did squat.
I don't know how I feel about just hiring anyone from a Patriots staff anymore.
It's scary, man. It changes you.
What about the former Pittsburgh Steeler Byron Leftwich?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Or Kellen Moore.
Yes, that's another good one. I think those are two good candidates for jobs. Byron Leftwich would be. A lot of people have been saying his name. I think he deserves it for sure.
Who's the OC at the Panthers?
Joe Brady, but he got fired.
Who?
I think he either goes back to college or he goes to Cincinnati.
Who?
I can see that.
Joe Brady.
Yeah.
I don't know why you don't like Doug Peterson, just because he had that one bad year in the COVID year.
I just listed off like 5 guys.
Aggressive. And
So,
his aggressiveness bites him in the butt, dude.
And so is John Harbaugh, but he's 8-5 right now with a depleted squad.
Honestly, that wouldn't be a bad idea because then he's going against the Eagles, and he would probably just want to beat up on the Eagles almost every week.
I would.
Yeah, and you're playing against football team and Cowboys.
Hear me out. I think the Giants need to just do more than just clear the front office. I think the Mars need to sell.
The who needs to sell?
Mars.
The owners.
They need to sell that team. They're doing nothing right.
I think what the Giants should do is spend money in the offseason on.
They have no money.
They don't have anything to spend.
They need to cut.
Oh.
They need to cut James Bradbury, cut Blake Martinez, cut Nate Solder, cut another guy, trade Saquon. Then they could get $42 million cap.
Saquon just came out yesterday or 2 days ago that he wants to stay in New York.
See, like that's the thing. Like,
they need money though, especially if you're trading for Russ.
Well, where's the money going? They don't have anybody that.
Kenny Galladay, dude.
Kenny Galladay, unfortunately.
Contract.
They have
Adoree Jackson.
They had
Leonard Williams.
Who are the wide receivers? Sterling Shepard.
Sterling Shepard has to get cut if they want to save money.
Yeah, Sterling Shepard will have to get cut. They still have Slane. Kadarius Toney's there for a while.
Isn't he a free? Wasn't he a?
He was a late first round draft pick.
You just got drafted by them, so they don't have to pay him for a while.
Yeah,
he's sick.
Kenny Galladay is I told you, buddy. I told you. You told me, no, dude, he left Detroit because that place is a bum town.
It still is a bum town, but
yeah, I mean, you can't.
But they didn't pay him because he's not that good, unfortunately. He had that one good year where he should have made an all-pro team. That year, he was fantastic. But besides that, he's been an injury-prone guy, and he
can't create separation.
He can't create separation. Dude. He had that one good year where he was elite for that year, and he's been
the Giants have been The Giants have been trying to find their Odell, and they've struggled. But honestly, I think they're closest to him right now is Kadarius Toney.
He's a beast. I like him.
He's nasty. Like that's the one thing I like about Joe Judge. He was a wide receiver coach, so he knows how to develop him. But I don't know.
I do like him a lot.
So but going back on the whole Russ thing, I would love to trade for Wilson, but I just don't think the Giants are in the right position to do it.
Who knows? The Steelers might do it.
I think the Steelers should trade for
Rodgers. I think the Broncos maybe make that move that they've been talking about for Rodgers.
Yeah, I don't see the Steelers making that move for Rodgers.
Wasn't he a free agent?
Who?
Rodgers.
No, that's Davante Adams.
He's got one more year.
One more year.
Free agents next year is Big Ben, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, Cam Newton, Tyrod Taylor, Jameis Winston, Teddy Bridgewater, Jacoby Brissett, Marcus Mariota, Joe Flacco.
I don't know why I see the Steelers. I see the Steelers signing Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know why.
See that?
I can actually see that, and I see that actually panning out well. I don't know why.
Maybe not well. I can see Winston. I can see Bridgewater. No, Jacoby Brissett. I can see a player like Andy Dalton, but a younger Andy Dalton in Pittsburgh. I just don't know who that's going to be.
I don't know. So from what it sounds like, Puggy, you're kind of on board with Wilson. Austin,
I'm half on board.
Austin, what was your final? What did you determine you wanted?
What Well,
I don't think he knows.
If the offensive line gets really good, like gets this offseason and gets really good, I would go back to Big Ben for just 1 year for 10 mil.
Dude, he's not going to take just 10 mil.
Why not?
He's going to want way more than that.
Why? Or 15. Give him 15. Who cares?
He's not going to want that.
He's going to want more than that.
He's getting 14 million right now.
I think he'll want more than that.
He's getting 14 million right now, but the Steelers, I saw the Steelers salary cap for this year coming up is 42 million salary cap, which is a lot, I think. So maybe upgrade a little bit offensive line, maybe get a right guard in there or left guard. I don't know where left guard is. Right guard, maybe. You don't need to do anything on defense. Maybe if Joe Hayden's out, get another corner.
Probably wouldn't hurt to grab a corner somewhere.
Yeah. Wide receivers, you don't need to touch that. And re-sign Juju for 3 years, 4 years, whatever. And then tight end, you don't need to worry about running back.
Pat Fryer move. Cut Eric Ebron, let him go. He's a loser.
Running back, get a backup running back. I don't know, maybe or re-sign McFarland. I don't know. But and then quarterback, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna suck if Big Ben does retire, but we'll see. I mean, if they get into playoffs, I think if he gets into playoffs, I think that will be his last go. If they don't get into playoffs, I think he's gonna give it one more time. I don't know. I just think he's a competitor, and I think he's gonna do it one more time. But then I also see the Steelers trading for Jimmy G, Aaron Rodgers, Wilson, and maybe go for someone free agency like Jameis Winston or Teddy Bridgewater.
Hey man, I heard the Lakers are trading with Russell Westbrook. So.
Yeah, you could get him, man. You could get him.
Is he good? Is he good?
Oh yeah, dude. He's chucking them in the stands all the time. All those turnovers, quadruple double of turnovers.
Yeah.
For me, I might change my opinion later when we do our mock drafts and we get a better feel of who's going where. But right now, I'm on the Ritter at 24 or even 33 train.
Yeah, I mean, I heard if the Steelers lose out, they get inside the top 10 pick.
There you go, man.
If that
Kenny Pickett.
I think Kenny Pickett could fall to 15 unless these teams start getting desperate.
Oh, dude.
What team? We're still forgetting the fact that the Texans might be desperate for a quarterback if Deshaun Watson is found like guilty on all these charges.
Oh, that's I kind of forgot about that, but yeah.
All right. Before we move on to talking about Steph Curry.
No, we don't have to talk about that. Don't worry about that.
No, we'll talk about it. Just for a bit. Just for a little bit.
He's a beast.
Here are the teams ahead of Pittsburgh currently that need a quarterback. Raiders, I don't think so. Unless they decide to blow it up for some reason.
Derek Carr, the Steelers would be cool.
Derek Carr to the Berg, baby. Derek Carr.
I would like that.
But assuming he doesn't get traded, I don't think the Raiders take him. The Saints, they need a quarterback, probably.
I could see them drafting one. There.
Minnesota, I could also see them drafting one.
Didn't they draft one this year?
Drafting
Minnesota? No.
Yeah, I swear they just drafted a quarterback.
They have Elijah Vera Tucker, who's been non-existent for them.
You think Minnesota gets a new quarterback?
You think Kirk Cousins is the answer?
No, but he's not doing anything wrong.
They did draft a quarterback. He just wasn't good. Kellen Mond.
Ooh, they're saved.
What's wrong with Kirk Cousins? You don't like that?
He's average.
I think it's the same thing with like Baker Mayfield. Like he's okay.
Oh, he's better than Baker.
That doesn't say much. Grass is green.
That doesn't really say. I mean, Baker got this Browns a playoff win last year, so he's doing something right. Something. I don't know what exactly it is, but he's doing something right. With Kirk Cousins, it's like I just don't think he puts you over the edge. Do you trust Kirk Cousins to win 4 big playoff games in a row?
No. That's why
he's like what, 31 too? Not getting younger. But he's clearly not getting smarter, lining up behind the right guard on a 4th and like 5 to try to win the game.
But if you put
you're paying him almost $45 million.
Yeah, but if you put weapons around him, I think he's going to be sufficient.
He does
Weapons
have
around him. He
weapons.
has Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook. What more do you want?
One more wide out. And
You want another wideout and
Another tight
a
end.
Bro, not
tight
every
end?
team's the Giants locker room when it comes to wideouts, bro.
a tight end.
Tyler Conklin's not that bad.
There's not that many outstanding tight ends in the league, so you can't expect a team to have a great tight end,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, there is one good one from Iowa. What I don't know his name.
Iowa always has a good tight end.
Iowa always is a good tight end.
Yeah, but that I forget.
If
His
we're
name.
talking about Iowa, though, for
They're
this year,
saying
we're
he's
talking about
better.
their center.
They're saying he's like the next Gronk, like legit the next Gronk.
But if we're talking about Iowa, we gotta talk about their center, Tyler Lindenbaum. If every team lets him go to the Bengals Nation, baby.
Oh my God,
Oh my God, with Bengals Nation, bro. What is wrong with you?
Steven's gonna hate the Bengals from now on more than the.
Tyler Lindbaum. Yeah, that's the
He's a
guy.
beast.
Yeah, he's a beast.
In this mock draft, they have Nakobe Dean, linebacker, going to Pittsburgh. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Linebacker.
You have Joe Schober, and hopefully Devin Bush gets his act together. I don't think you need that.
Yeah, well,
Ahmad Gardner out of Cincinnati is a dog, dude. That guy is legit.
I mean, tackles are a must need for the Berg.
They have Kenny Pickett going to the Panthers. I kind of believe that.
What time? What is
8.
it? 8.
Matt Corral, the Giants at 5. Yo, they're nuts.
Yeah.
Are you looking at CBS?
Yes.
Dude, don't look at CBS for their mock drafts.
They stink.
Malik Willis to the Lions. Yeah, this is crap.
But yeah,
Oh, it's an ESPN Plus article. Puggy, you got to bail me out. Todd McShay. All right, I guess I'll stick with CBS since it's free.
can we talk about Curry for a little bit?
Yeah, we absolutely can. I just want to see. No, they don't have Desmond
Curry
Ritter
went
going in the
bing
first
bong
round
on
at
the
all.
Knicks, bro.
Can I just talk about one little thing about Curry?
Yeah, sure.
How
What's
you
up?
went bing bong on the Knicks?
Curry's the real deal. He's probably the Michael Jordan of this generation.
What?
Definitely.
You said what?
He's the Michael Jordan of this generation.
In the essence
Thank
of
you,
changing-
everyone, for listening to the Cloud Zero Sports podcast.
All right, in the essence of changing the game, I couldn't say yes to that.
That's not good enough.
He's not the GOAT. He's not calling him the GOAT.
LeBron is way closer to Jordan than
See,
Steph
but
Curry is.
I heard this argument though, and this was like a good argument. Someone said Curry's made more of an impact than LeBron has
Yeah.
in the NBA, like on fans overall, and that's kind of a true thing. Like LeBron does the same thing, just like the next guy. Like his defense below average, his finishing is really it's spectacular. It's impeccable. The way he keeps his body in shape to this age, it's unbelievable. But like everything else he does, Kobe did it, Jordan did it, Magic did it. Why are you looking at me like that? Please tell me what has LeBron done better than those guys I just mentioned. Star in Space Jam, Michael Jordan did it.
LeBron is miles better than Curry besides shooting. And it's not even close.
Well, I'm still saying though, who's left more of a generational impact? Curry's left more of an impact than LeBron.
LeBron James.
False.
Thanks.
Shooting, yes, Curry. He's a great shooter of all time. But LeBron James has been elite since pretty much 2004. And he's still, I think he's slightly slowing down now. Because I mean, he's 30, almost 37. So obviously age catches up to you.
Unless you're Tom Brady.
Yeah, unless you're Tom Brady, right? But yes, Steph Curry has changed the game with threes. But LeBron has done everything else. I saw this graphic. Every year since LeBron has entered the league, since I think it was 2007, since 2007 when LeBron went to his first finals, in some way, shape, or form, besides 2019, either a team beat LeBron in the finals, beat him in the Eastern Conference, and then went on to win the finals or get to the finals, or LeBron or LeBron won the finals?
Or LeBron just,
Besides 2019.
or LeBron's just not the GOAT anymore.
What happened 29? Oh,
He got hurt. So they didn't even make the playoffs.
yeah.
I don't see LeBron buying his teammates Rolexes.
If
get
we
me
were
wrong,
talking
I
about
do
LeBron, the person, we could get into an entire other discussion.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I think LeBron's closer to being a GOAT than Curry. Don't get me wrong. But I think Curry has left more of a like impact on the game than LeBron has. Overall, like LeBron didn't cause people to shoot from dang near the half court.